I don't know what other blanks I can fill in for you guys at Hard Knocks, and one JD hasn't, but it's good to be with you guys. Excited about the season. I want to thank the players for all the hard work and effort they put in. A lot of tough conversations this week, letting some really good players go, but I want to thank the staff too, the coaches, personnel, training, strength conditioning, our player development staff. They've done a great job in helping put this roster together, and it's a team effort 100%, because when you look at our roster, when we talk about using every avenue to build this team, I think when you look at our final roster, you see that we've literally used every avenue, whether it's draft picks, undrafted or unrestricted free agent signings, undrafted guys, trades. We've used every avenue to build this initial 53, and so excited to move forward, excited about the season. But ultimately, excitement doesn't win games. It's preparation, execution, and discipline that wins games. So got a really tough matchup week 1 against the 3-time defending champion Buffalo Bills for the AFC East. So looking forward to that opportunity.
What was the week like for you after the last preseason game leading up to the deadline on Tuesday?
You get with the coaches. We go over the team. We decide who the top 53 guys are going to be. We're really trying to put together the best 69 players that we can with the 53 and the 16 practice squad guys. So just getting with the coaching staff, getting their rankings, getting their orders, getting with the personnel staff, analytics staff, trying to figure out who's the most likely to get claimed if we have to cut somebody, and really trying to put the best 69 players together that we can.
Joe, 2 years ago, you had a really young roster, and you talked about kind of growth and improving was the goal for the season. Last year was meaningful games in December. Is this year playoffs the expectation?
Look, we're excited to be in the conversation as one of the better teams in the league. But again, we've like I said earlier, excitement doesn't win games. We've got a lot to prove. We're in a good place moving forward. I think one of the first checkpoints is getting through training camp and having a productive training camp and staying healthy. We've been able to do that, and then the next step is going out there and proving it on Sundays and winning games and winning division games. And so we're jumping right into the fire first game of the year.
Joe, we haven't talked to you since Aaron renegotiated his contract. You talked about how it was an easy process. He talked to you, he talked to you, and it was pretty smooth. But can you kind of go through what that whole thing was like, and were you surprised at how much he was willing to get back? That's quite a bit of money.
Yeah, really, that's that conversation, that discussion is really emblematic of Aaron's entire time here. I mean, what he's done in coming here, and it's a truly unselfish thing, what he's done, and it's really going to give us great flexibility moving forward, and allow us to be aggressive if other opportunities present themselves.
Did that, when he did the whole restructure, did that come with the understanding, like, I'll do this, but now you have all this money, go out and get some players, or like before the trading deadline, or like how did that work out? Like,
yeah, I mean, I think it goes unsaid. It's almost like a unspoken thing. Like, like if you're doing this, there's a reason why he's doing this, and so it's gonna give us great flexibility.
Joe,
moving
what have
forward.
you learned about Aaron that maybe you didn't know from afar?
I think it started from the very first time that I had the opportunity to speak with him when we all went out to Malibu. And the word that I always use when I'm asked about him is authentic. Like, he's a very genuine, authentic person, highly competitive. We all know how smart he is, but also a very authentic, genuine, caring teammate, and genuinely wants to build real relationships with people, not only teammates, but everyone in the building.
Joe, what's a successful season for this team as it's constituted?
Look, I mean, I'll let everybody debate what that looks like, but I've said it earlier. We're not running. We're hiding from any expectations that are out there. I think when the dust settles, you want to be in the conversation as one of those one of those teams that can compete for a Super Bowl. You get a ticket into the dance and anything happens. And so I think with the training camp we've had, I think the job that the players have done, the job that the coaching staff has done, we're ready. But we're really not looking any further than the Buffalo Bills. I mean, again, guys, it's a 3-time defending AFC East champions are coming into MetLife, and so we know what kind of task that is to compete against them, and then after that, we're going to be looking at that opponent, going down to Dallas and playing in a hostile environment. So, we're just going to take this one day, 1 week at a time.
How would you assess the state of your offensive line right now?
I'm excited about this offensive line. We're getting healthy at the right time. Adding Dwayne back to practice has been awesome, and he's such a great leader in the group. Makai's had a great training camp, and it's been really awesome to see Makai go through this August, and watching him bounce around and the energy that he had prior to the Tampa Bay game. I knew he was going to have a great game, so it was good to see him just go out and do what he does and look like rookie Makai again, which I think everyone that was here for rookie Makai saw what he can do. So I think we're getting healthy at the right time, and I feel good about where we are.
You've been a part of Super Bowl teams with Baltimore. You've been a part of a Super Bowl team with the Eagles. What you saw from them, do you see the same makings here? What made those teams special and those teams capable of making that run? Do you see the makings of that here?
Yeah, Connor, it's a good question because I think the common denominator between those Super Bowl teams in Baltimore and Philly was it started in the locker room. It started with great leadership, and it was a great combination of personalities, but just great people. I mean, great guys in those locker rooms, and those are player-driven locker rooms, and we're just fantastic people and leaders, and so you feel that chemistry when you walk out there, when you come into the building every day. There's really good chemistry, and I know you guys have heard me say the most important room is the locker room, and feel like this locker room's in a good place.
One more quick one with that. When you were in Philly, and it was that same Super Bowl year, but also how he does it all the time, is he seems to be one of those guys who's most aggressive with in-season acquisitions when it's ready to pounce. So how do you know when is the right time to pounce? Is it kind of around that deadline? Is it earlier in the season? You guys plan to be aggressive, but how and when do you decide?
Yeah, I think it's every situation is a little different. The Super Bowl year in Philly, we had an opportunity to acquire Jay Ajayi, and bringing him in with LeGarrette, it really solidified the running back room, and we were a buzzsaw in the playoffs that year. So, you just have to be ready. When this opportunity comes, you don't know who or when it's going to happen, but again, we've got great flexibility moving forward if that opportunity does present itself.
With regard to the general manager coach dynamic, as you were coming up in Baltimore and Philly, you watched how Ozzie did it and whatnot. What are the things that you've learned most about making it work with your head coach?
Yeah, there's always. I've been fortunate because I've seen from the very beginning of my career how important it is to have a strong relationship between the top personnel person and the head coach. And I saw that with Ozzie and Brian. I saw it with Ozzie and John. I saw it with Howie and Doug. And it's critical. And the relationship that I've been able to build with Robert, it's been fun. He's his energy is infectious, and how thoughtful he is, how communicative he is as a leader. It's been great to be around him. And it's great because having not worked together prior to here, we can bounce different ideas and philosophies and things that we've been around and kind of come together to do what's best for the New York Jets.
What do you think, just as a follow to that, has made it work so well? What about Robert makes it work well with you? What are some of the dynamics that you feel?
I think it's just the amount of candor that we have with each other. I mean, we can go in and if he has some questions or concerns about my thoughts, he'll come in and we'll talk about it. Like I feel like neither one of us are afraid of just challenging each other on different thoughts and ideas, and but at the end of the day, not letting your ego or not letting other things, your ego or pride, get in the way, and being willing to have some tough conversations, and at the end of the day, we know why we're doing it. It's just for the betterment of the team.
Joe, before you started the process of trading for Aaron, did you see it at first as more of an unrealistic scenario that you had to take a shot at, or did you always look at that as a realistic proposition?
Yeah, honestly, after the season, I thought it was very unrealistic. And then as the days went along, and the conversations that I had with Brian, and then we were allowed to talk to Dave Dunn. We were given permission to talk to Dave, and then it became, with every passing day, like, this could really happen, And so I think it really became a real thought that it could happen around the combine.
Do you feel, have you seen signs of MVP Aaron as opposed to 2022 Aaron?
Look, the only scope I've seen Aaron is 2023 Aaron, and I see unbelievable competitor, fiery. That just he wants to go out there and do a lot of damage, and I love it. I feel like the back and forth that we've had at practice with the offense versus defense, and when we have the call it periods with Aaron calling plays and C.J. Mosley calling plays, they're just unbelievable battles, and so it's been fun to watch Aaron go at it against our defense. It's been really fun.
Has there been a point in time where you were either watching practice on the side or when you review the film where you sit back and say, that's my quarterback? Like, I can't believe we've got this guy.
Yeah, like 5-6 times a day when I'm watching the film. There's these throws that are just unbelievable, unreal, tight window throws, accuracy, the delivery, the compact, quick delivery, balls just rifled out of his hands, decision making. It's I've said it before, but it's surreal.
How does trading for Aaron, a future Hall of Famer who's 39 years old, increase the sense of urgency to win now?
Well, yeah, I think Aaron came here to win. I think Aaron, and I don't want to put words in Aaron's mouth. I think Aaron's talked about it, but Aaron obviously saw something in this group that made him want to be a part of it, and so he came here for a reason. We're all doing this for a reason. So it's been again, we know the task in front of us is not going to be easy. So but we're all excited to move forward.
What is it about his leadership?
Why did you feel the need to add Dalvin Cook?
Well, I think it's an opportunity to add another Pro Bowl caliber player to the roster, and another player that was excited to come here, and a player that we feel is a difference maker to the team, to the offense, and the experience that I've had and the team's had with Dalvin has been unbelievable. He's all ball. He loves football. And so, we want to be a group of guys that first and foremost love this game, love competing, and Dalvin's one of those guys. So it's been good to spend time with him and see him go about practice this week.
What is it about Aaron's leadership ability or approach that has impressed you the most, or surprised you? Maybe something you didn't know you were getting from him in that context.
Well, I mean, I go back to the leadership approach. I go back to the same word, the authenticity, of just him being able to really get real with these guys and build these relationships with first and second year players that grew up watching him play, but he's able to relate with them and have the special handshakes and have these real bonds with these guys. It's been fun to watch.
Take a couple more. How much do you think the feedback that he's been giving these young guys can help their development?
Yeah, I think I said when we traded for him, when you bring a player like him in, it's going to raise raise the level of everybody, and I think he does that. His feedback, his insight, his tips. I think it's been showcased pretty well on JD and Hard Knocks. What he's seen everything, and he can impart little nuggets and little pieces of wisdom to every single player, and not just offense. He does it defensively too, and so when you have a guy that can do that, everyone's level of play is going to go up.
How do you feel about, how excited are you about your defensive line, number one, and number two, do you feel pressure to win, you personally?
Yeah, well, first, you feel pressure to win every day. Every day you walk in here, I feel like we embrace that. But on the D line specifically, we've got a bunch of junkyard dogs, man. They play so hard. They play so hard. It's a real credit to Coach Sala, to Coach Ulbrich, to Coach Whitecotton, Shaq, and these guys. They push themselves every day, and it's a race to the ball. It's a race to the quarterback. The effort, the motor, the mentality, the explosiveness, and they all push each other. They all play so hard. So it's great to see every day.
How do you feel about your wide receiver room?
Excited about the wide receiver room. I feel like the wide receiver room is a little symbolic of our team, because it's a unique group of mix of vets and young players. You got Cobby, you got Allen, you got McCole, and you got a group of first and second year players, and Garrett, and we got Brownlee, Zay, and Big Swerve. It's a pretty cool group.
With Brownlee, when did you kind of realize you might have something there?
I think early in OTAs. He made some unbelievable plays. He's a big body with really soft hands, and I think with both of those young undrafted wide receivers that made the team, they both came in with the right mindset and mentality. They kind of attacked it as pros from day one, while having that youthful energy. And so, I think with Brownlee, definitely it's his length, it's his ball skills, catch radius. He has good route skill for a guy, a bigger guy. And so, look, there's some things that there's some JOTs that each one of these guys can get a little bit better on. But he opened eyes early, as did Zay.
Last one. When you talk about pressure, you feel pressure every day. Is that different? Is it more now for you because the expectations, or has it always been?
I feel like it's always been there. Whether things are going good, whether things are going bad, it's just life in the National Football League. Every day you walk in the building, you don't want to let your teammates down. You don't want to let the players down. You don't want to let the staff down. You don't want to let any of these guys down, any of your teammates down.
Thanks, everyone.
All right.